clash.
Alright, what's up guys? My name is
Defeat your
Martian
enemies.
Blues,
It's all I ask.
and while I noticed while playing competitive, there's a lot of players who make a lot of silly mistakes that I want to aim to correct here in this video, or in future videos. In this current video, I'm going to be talking about what I believe the most important part of all PvP, any PvP player's loadout, and that's going to be positioning. Positioning is by far, in my opinion, the most important skill that a PvP player needs to know, because of the fact that while if you have good gun skill or any sort of other skill that might be better than, positioning, that might help you, that might net you a kill, but in the end game, if you don't have good positioning, you're probably going to get killed right after you get that kill, or before you can even put in enough damage to get that kill. I'm going to show you an example here. So for instance, let's say we spawn on Altar of Flame, and in the beginning of Altar of Flame, there's always going to be a team fight right here at these two angles, right? There's going to be either enemies here at these stairs and enemies here, or there's going to be a mix of that and enemies coming from there and here, or, you and enemies are fighting here and here. Okay, so let's say you're in this gunfight, right? You just spawned, you're running around this corner, and you slide around the corner and you go to get a headshot, right? Or you go to start engaging or something. You had the momentum to be able to maybe get here before the enemy does, but the main issue is you don't have much of an opportunity in terms of cover or anything else. You're going to slide out from this corner, you might get a headshot kill if you're using a sniper or something like that, but 9 times out of 10 what's going to happen is you're going to slide around the corner and there's going to be enemies either waiting for you or multiple enemies that are going to be able to team shot you before you can get a proper shot off. And that's what I see at early levels. I see a lot of people doing that. Same thing here. You're going to be here, right? You're going to, instead of just staying right here, where you can easily see them, you're going to slide out here. And you're going to try to get velocity, or maybe you just want to play aggressive and go for this kill. Or I've seen some players do something where they run out from either of those areas and then try to jump over that little cover and attack. All of those options are going to net you with pretty much a death. That's about it. I mean, you might get damage and you might get 1 or 2 kills, but any competent PvP team that you're going against is going to be able to easily shut you down, regardless of the skill level, regardless of the type of stack it is, whether it just be a bunch of solo queues or a full 4 stack. And the reason why is because you're opening yourself up to way too many attack angles, okay? Let's take this example again where you slide out from this cover, right? Or you slide out here, which is what I see a lot of players do. They're kind of in this area right here, right in the middle here, okay? What's going to happen is you're going to have to deal with that angle, this angle, this angle, this angle, and quite possibly, right, you're going to have to deal with enemies here and enemies coming around here. What that's going to do is that's going to leave you to way too many attack angles that you can't take care of. Even if your team is confident they can hold this right side here, let's say there's somebody here and they can hold this area, you're still going to have to deal with 1 and 2, maybe even 3 if somebody pushes up to this rock here. 3 angles, right? And they're going to be at different ranges. You're going to have to deal with an enemy that's longer range, short range, not short range, but medium range and long range, which is not something you want to be in. You want to be in an area where you can control the gunfight and you can control the ranges that you're, attacking from or taking damage from. So in a scenario where you run around the corner, what I would recommend is, and what I see at a lot of levels of higher play, at least on this map, is you're going to slide around this corner and you're going to stay right about here. Okay? And the reason why is because, while yes, it still nets you 1, 2, and 3 sightlines, you're going to be at a much farther distance than from right here, where you're going to be able to, if you're using something like a sniper, you're going to be able to still get that easy one-shot headshot kill, but they're going to have less of an opportunity to get their own kills on you with, let's say, a Thorn or Not Forgotten or Last Word or whatever. And even if you're not using a sniper rifle, let's say you're using a auto rifle or a hand cannon of your own, well, you probably won't be able to net a kill easily. You're going to make sure that the damage that they put out, if they're not using a sniper, is going to be much less, right? So you're going to have way more opportunity for error than if you were pushed all the way up in their face and you were in their optimal damage range, right? Also, on top of that, while you still have to deal with these two lines, because you have cover right here, if you notice that there's an enemy here and an enemy here, you can choose to divide them up by doing this and getting into cover. You still have to deal with the enemy here, right? You can still deal with the enemy here, but there's no sightline that these guys have on you, okay? It's only going to be right here. And let's say you take enough gunfire to where you obviously can't deal with either of these, you can just get in cover. That's going to make it to where you can escape, you can attack from a different angle, right? Speaking of different angles, let's talk about this one. Same scenario, right? If you slide out here, you're going to have to deal with this angle, this angle, this angle, and maybe even that angle, right? If you slide out far enough. That's going to leave you at a long range, medium range, and a short range if somebody comes around the corner. They're also going to be able to easily jump up here through using something like what I have in my hand right now, the last word. They're going to be able to easily jump up and shoot down on you, and there's going to be nothing you can do about it if you're using something like a sniper. However, let's say you're playing at a professional level, you know what you're doing with positioning. Instead of sliding out there, you can sight right about here, right? You're going to have an attack angle here, and possibly an attack angle here. But if you see that they're jumping, you can easily just get in cover here, or roll into cover here, and you'll be safe to be able to pull out your own shotgun, pull out your own last word, pull out whatever you need to be in a short range engagement and take them on from above, from either side, right? Or back up even further and have more cover where they can't jump over you, to where you only have to deal with maybe somebody pushing to your right or slightly above you. An easy gunfight to win. There's another point, right? Let's say you're in circuit. This is very easy, right? You have a small sight line you have to deal with if you're in proper position, right? Like where I'm at now, or on this side. Let's say you are right here, right? You have no way to be engaged at by anybody either pushing right up on top of you, which you would be able to hear, or your teammates would call out, and you'll have a perfect sight line to headshot somebody that's on stairs, headshot somebody that's pushing you, or if you have a shotgun, do a little bit of pushing on your own, push in there, push in here, and be able to net that kill and secure the middle. That's very important for positioning, is securing the main attack point. Because if you have the main area, they're not going to spawn right here. They're not going to spawn right here. They're going to spawn on the edges of the map. And what that means is, if you play it properly, you are always going to be able to push up on them in their spawn and essentially spawn trap them. If you, let's say, take the gunfight, you win the gunfight, and then you say, oh, I'm going to go around, or oh, I'm going to stay here and wait for them to come to us, that's going to mean that they're going to be able to attack you again from that angle, circuit, that angle, outside, or stairs over here, right? Now, this is just altar of flame. I can see maybe a few people thinking, what about different angles? What about other maps? What about something like Pacifico, which is a much smaller map, right? There's one rule that I like to give anybody that's playing this game, okay? If you do not know how to properly position yourself in any map, the best option is to, instead of play super aggressive, just have cover next to you at all times that you can easily get into. No matter the gunfight, no matter the situation you're in, you can break off and escape, right? And get in cover, okay? Or you can go this way and get in cover, either or. You're able to easily break off the gunfight without having to risk taking any further damage, right? Because in the end of the day, if you're playing survival, if you're playing Clash, if you're playing Countdown, no matter the game mode, Control, it's all based on the enemy getting kills on you. Survival, you need to keep those kills, so you have more lives to work with. Countdown, you only have one life for each round, so you want to make sure that you hold on to that and don't make it into a 4v3. Clash, it's going to tick up. It's going to tick their kill counter up, and you want to make sure that obviously you're in the lead when it comes to kills. And Control, depending on the amount of flags they have, it's going to matter that you are able to break off and not get killed, because if they have, let's say, 2 flags and you have 1, even if you trade with the person, they're still going to come out on top of that engagement. And you don't want to be in a scenario where you're making the team, fail because of your own poor positioning. I'm going to be making a lot of other videos like that, or like this, regarding gun skill, regarding teamwork, regarding communication, regarding multiple things. But for right now, I'm just going to upload this video and see how it goes. If anybody has any suggestions on anything they want to see, on anything they want tips on, anything like that, I'm more than open to it. You guys know that you can hit me up on Discord, in the Flemingers clan channel, or you can just leave a comment on the video down below, and I'll make sure to include that in the next video and address that comment. Alright, talk to you guys later.